Alright, now we're going to go into the illustration. We're talking about the anatomical planes. Now, there are three of them I would like for you to know. One of them is the sagittal plane. Let me move this up here. Then we got the frontal plane, and then we got transverse. So again, sagittal, frontal, and transverse. Okay, now when we look at the sagittal, if you see how the person is being divided, sagittal has to do with being divided into left and right halves. So this particular divider here, it divides the person to left and right halves, as we mentioned from the earlier video. Okay, now in contrast, when we're talking about the frontal plane now, the frontal plane divides the person into back and front half. So of course this is the front and the back half. So this divided actually separates the person back and forth. Again, sagittal, left and right, frontal, front and back. Now, transverse now divides, and this is the probably the easiest of all the planes, divides the person into top and bottom half. Okay. Now let's talk about the different examples here. So when we're talking about the sagittal planes, exercises or activities that can be done in the sagittal plane would be something like somersaults, running. Just imagine, as I mentioned before in class, you're looking at stuff at eye level, so you will follow where the eyes are going. So the person here will go ahead, go forward in the running position, somersault, what have you. Again, that's in the sagittal plane. Now, when we're talking about the frontal plane now, again, we're talking about the person divided into back, front and back half. So think of a divider. If the person were to spread his or her arms out like this, they would probably move side to side. All right. So examples would be jumping jacks, cartwheels, things like that. Okay. Finally, when we talk about the transverse plane, everything is done in a twisting or rotating motion. So let's say one example would be, hey, swinging a baseball bat or a tennis racket, or maybe if you're over at the gym in the weight room, you might do the rotary torso machine, or if you're laying on the mat, you might want to do crunches, with emphasis on obliques. All right. So those are the anatomical planes I want you to know for the next test. So again, you got sagittal plane, you got frontal plane, and you got transverse plane. Sagittal, again, left and right, frontal, front and back, transverse, top and bottom. All right. All right. So now the next video you're going to probably see will be more on the components of movement. We're talking about muscles, nerves, connective tissue, and joints, and how all of them are working together. Okay. All right. See you back in a little bit.